around to make me believe that. Everything's in the military. And there are always people that abuse power. What I'm trying to tell you is that the image that was presented of the military in this movie spoke for the whole military. It didn't say, the movie didn't present a picture saying, well, there was a good sergeant and a bad sergeant, although 4 was on the good side, you know. But the one who had the full authority was evil. He wasn't strict. He wasn't a company man. He wasn't a rah-rah 4-star general like General Patton slapped the kid because he was too weak. And General Patton was severely criticized for that. Because there was a young soldier that was crying and he smacked him. He said, "You're a man, stand up," or something like that. It wasn't something like that. General Patton was a great general. And in that one area, he shouldn't have done that. I don't think he should have done it, although I've never been in the military, so I'm not really one to criticize him, but I don't think he should have done that from what I can understand. This guy was a sadist. The guy in charge of the military was a sadist. The guy in charge, the face of the military was a sadist. Not one sergeant, not one captain. The face of the United States military was this sadistic man. I don't like that. See? And there's nothing good that you could say about the movie that will counteract that, you see. There's not if you take everything that was good about it and put it together, it does not erase the subliminal cut that went into your mind about our military. And I don't like that. I have a problem with that. And now, Brooke said to me that a Christian wrote the book. Now, you need to understand that the fact that a Christian wrote the book doesn't mean that some pagan or heathen producer or director or screenwriter didn't get a hold of it. Was that in her book, that Tobias was father beaten with a strap? Was that in the book?
Yeah.
Okay, that was in the book.
Yeah, he beat him.
Okay. Am I saying Christians never abuse that privilege? No, I'm not saying that. But why is that the one thing you point out? Why? Why that? Why that? See, there's a line. There's a line between being in denial and and overemphasizing what's negative over what's positive. Christianity has been the greatest force this world has ever known. Have there been abuses? Absolutely yes. Are there abuses today? Absolutely yes. But it's been the greatest force for good that the world has ever known. Why do you emphasize something like that? See, I've got a problem with that. See? And as I said, there's a thin line between denial about the negative aspects and having a healthy balance. And a healthy balance is not 50-50. If for whatever reason you think you see something like that, if it was a part of the story, it wouldn't have offended me. But it wasn't a part of the story. It just came from out of the blue. What did that have to do with the story? That there was a man, and he was the leader. He was the leader of the Christian that beat his kid with a strap. What did that have to do with the story? Did that have anything to do with the story? It was just stuck in there. Why? Why? See? So don't be put off because the writer is a Christian. Because Christians are corrupted today. Maybe she's corrupted by the educational system. I don't know what her problem is. Everybody's a Christian today. And I really don't mean to knock the lady that wrote it, but I don't like what she did with her book. Being a Christian, why would she even do that? Maybe trying to show that she's not on the Christ side. I don't know, but I don't like it, see? So one might say, well, Sheila, you are being very negative and you're just picking out the negative aspects of the movie. I'm not being negative, because I'm telling you that these negative qualities go into your subconscious mind. If you don't recognize them, for what they are, they go into your subconscious mind, while your conscious mind is looking at what you like, that they're falling in love, that she's a hero, that she didn't give up. And in the meantime, your back is not covered, and all of this stuff is going in and building up in you. So aside from all that, which is my main objection to the movie, you just heard my main objection to the movie, the spirit was wrong. It was a spirit that grieved Christ in me. Number one and foremost, wrong spirit. Number two, gave a bad face to Christianity, gave a bad face to our military. There are ways to present. Was when Brooke told me that she liked the movie, one of the things she said to me was, well, it presents the world as the world that we're heading into. We're heading that way, and it was a picture of what might be coming, or that what will be coming if we don't stop it. That's true. But surely there has to be a way to present that truth with a spirit that does not grieve Christ. See? I'm not a filmmaker, but that's just common sense. There has to be a way to present it in a way that doesn't grieve Christ, because Christ, He is the Spirit of truth. So if this is where we're headed, why would the Spirit of truth not witness to it? Why would the Spirit of truth not witness to that if that's where we're headed? So, like I said from the get-go, the Spirit of truth wasn't there. So there's something wrong with that movie. Number 1, 0. Something wrong with that movie. Then you look for all the arrows that are trying to kill Christ in you. Then you just analyze the movie. I can analyze the movie for you. I thought most of the dialogue was boring. I thought it was deadpan. I think that their faces were deadpan, almost no expression in their faces. There was a very little music, and when the music did play, except for one scene, the music was just not happy music. The only time there was anything that came near happy music, well, maybe at the very end, was when she was on that, whatever you want to call it, on that, wasn't a swing, but she was flying through the sky, and that turned out to be, she almost killed herself, she almost went into a stone wall. So there's another contradiction. She's flying through the air, okay, and it's a wonderful thing, and she almost got killed. So there's another contradiction. Positive, uplifting music, and she almost got killed. Contradiction. I found the scenery depressing. It was like slum scenery. And I'm not really sure, for those of you that are younger, or that don't live in New York, and maybe you've never seen an elevated train. That elevated train was from a long time ago. That was an old elevated train. It was from years ago. There has to be a reason why they used that elevated train. I don't know why. But the scenery across the board to me was depressing. The pit, slummy was dead. Nothing lifted my spirit. Nothing lifted my spirit. There was no joy. And as I was, thinking about what I was going to say to you, well, the question came to mind, well, there was joy. What about the dauntless? Brethren, that was not joy. Joy comes from your heart. Joy comes from your spirit. Anybody could yell, rah, 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 and go running down the street. That didn't come from the heart. That didn't come from the spirit. There was no joy. Even in the abnegation, where this is supposed to be typifying the Christian, there was no joy in that movie. No joy. And again, it's the same issue. Well, that's what we're headed for. Somehow there has to be a way to express that without a spirit of death over the whole movie. And then, of course, the concept of the military turning the enlisted men into clones and having them kill everybody. Well, that's a possibility. It's going to happen to our military in the future. Was there one good thing? Well, it says that they defended the city. But we didn't really see them defending anybody, except the two heroes at the end. Well, is there anything else you want me to talk about before I go into this male-female issue? Listen, when that video stopped, it really made up in my mind. Because what I was thinking when that video stopped, I was thinking about what I was going to tell you all. See? Now, all you women's libbers out there, of course it's possible a woman can be that strong and be that heroic. But it's not, if it was a true story, so be it. The woman rescued the man. The man was a mindless robot. And if it was a true story, okay. We're talking about generalities that present principles that enter into our soul and grow there. See? And what I was thinking the whole time that I was watching that rescue scene when he was a robot, because she became the hero of the movie. The woman and her mother became the hero of the movie. The young, not only the woman, but this young girl, which we see in movies today. The youth are smarter than the older ones that have years of wisdom ahead of them. You know, this spirit on this culture today is reversing everything. Everything that society that has fostered society and law and order for thousands of years is being reversed. The young are smart, the older are stupid. The young are strong, I don't mean older, but the mature people are weak. The women prevail, the men are the one that's rescued. It's not just that it was a one-time movie where the woman was the hero and the man, this big, strong, muscular guy, became the clone, and she rescued him. As I was watching that whole rescue scene, this is what was coming out of my mind, you know, that I was going to tell you. Listen, brethren, I'm coming from a higher place. God intends to rescue humanity and make us immortal. And the way he's doing that is that he's making us, our culture down here, our mankind down here, we must reflect, we must be a reflection of the immortal world above. And then we too will become immortal. I'm going to say that again. When mankind reflects the immortal world above, we too will become immortal. And Jehovah said to Moses, make sure you build it as you saw it up in the mountain. So we as sons of God should be, at least have an understanding that what we think, because it's all mind, should be reflecting the way God thinks. And I'm sorry, all you women's libbers, but if God was making that movie, the woman would not have been the hero, because the male is the hero. Now, of course, there could be an instance here or there that the woman's the hero. I know, I'm not denying that there are a lot of strong women. I'm not denying that women are in the military. I'm not denying any of that stuff at all. What I'm telling you is, if we want to enter into the promises of God, okay, the male has to prevail. So, and as I told you also, when you make the woman stronger than the male, when you make her the rescuer, the hero, okay, in order to make the woman the hero, you have to make the man the clone, sitting there with the wire coming out of his head. And I want to tell you that God doesn't like that. It's not the way